Play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer.
And good morning from Cassadaga Valley, where CSP Wolfpack face the Cassadaga, what are they? Cougars. And getting a little early start here, so CSP being the away team is going to be getting the first at bat, and a traditional lineup today for CSP. So Austin White leading off. And there's strike number one. CSP coming off of a dramatic and thrilling win last night over Maple Grove, 8-5. So we'll see how they respond after a big win. And that's a foul ball hitting the school truck. So that wasn't good. But we'll see how CSP responds today with a see if there's a letdown or if they can keep the momentum going. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Austin White, and that's high and outside for ball 3. So full count here on Austin White. Number 2, LeBaron, is the starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley, and that just screwed up our camera. So
folks at home got to see that one coming right at them.
Yep, we think we got her fixed. And there's a hard hit ball to center field and infield, and that's a great catch by the center fielder. He kind of came in and realized it was going over his head and went backwards and was able to make the acrobatic catch for out number 1. So hard hit ball for Austin White to center field, but long out. So 1 out here.
There's any wind out there today, Kyle, so
there's 1 out here in the top of the first. I'm Kyle Hinsdale. I'm joined today by my partner in crime, Pat Catanese. And we'll try to give you as much of the action as we can. We've got a good camera angle today from our Mevo camera behind the plate, so everybody should be able to see all the action. That was ball 1 to Bryce. And that's high and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty on lefty here early in the game. And there's a ball high. 3 balls and no strikes. So LeBaron going deep into the count. 3 balls to Austin White, a full count. And now 3 balls and no strikes to Bryce. That's 4 balls, 4 straight pitches, balls, and that's going to give CSP their first base runner of the day. And that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. Gabe's starting pitcher yesterday. Struggled in the first, but really settled down and was able to get through 4. And they're checking Bryce at first. Again, a little bit of we got to be careful as a base runner on first base today, at least while LeBaron's pitching. He's a lefty, so he's got a good move to first. And there's ball number 1 to Gabe, ball number 5. So 5 straight balls for LeBaron here early in the contest. And if you're Gabe as a hitter, you want to make sure you want to see a strike here before swinging.
Low one. That's the first one. Them first 5 balls were high, and that was low into the dirt. So trying to find his range here.
2 balls and no strikes to Gabe Roth. And there goes Bryce on a steal. He's going to be in there standing up. So stolen base for Bryce Hinsdale. Got a good jump, and that was a ball. So it's 3 balls and no strikes So 7 straight for LeBaron, and now CSP's got a runner in scoring position early here in the top of the first. And there's a strike in. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Gabe hasn't hit his stride yet with the bat this year, so he's about due.
And there's a well-hit ball to left field. He comes in and now goes back.
Deep. Oh.
And that is one heck of a catch by the center
Absolutely.
fielder. Holy cow, Pat. That center fielder came over and made a diving catch.
From our angle.
Hopefully folks were able to see that on TV. The left fielder came in the meantime, the center fielder, who it's always easier from the side to see how deep or short the ball is. Center fielder got a real quick beat on that and made a diving catch right behind the left fielder for out number 2, and that ball is called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Trent Burchanowski up at bat, again having some arm trouble, so Trent is batting today, not playing the infield. And there's a slow roller to third base, and there's a throw to first over the first baseman's head, and that's going to score. That's going to score Bryce from second base, and Trent's going to be now standing on second after the throwing error by the third baseman. So 1-0 here in the top of the first for CSP. That's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. Tate coming off a big game last night, winning pitcher, had 3 RBIs in a crucial time, had a clear bases clearing double. Bases were loaded. And there's a check swing for Tate for strike 1. But Tate came up big in the 4th inning yesterday with a bases loaded double. Cleared the bases, and there's a pitch out of the strike zone. Tate reaches for no balls and 2 strikes. LeBaron ahead early here. Now he's got to protect.
Anything close, he's got to be swinging at this.
There's a ball low and inside.
It looked good to me from right here, but I'm glad the umpire decided differently.
1 ball and 2 strike on Tate. 1-0 here. CSP in the top of the first. And that ball's inside. It's going to get to the backstop, and Trent's going to make his way to third base. Now here, Pat, the backstop is way back.
Way back.
Way
Much
back.
further than we've seen all year.
So any pass ball back to the fence today is going to advance at least the runner 1 base. So after being up 0-2, it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tate, and Trent Burchanowski stands at third base for what hopefully is CSP's second run of the game. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss for Tate for strike 3. So CSP strands 1, but gets 1 after the first half of the first, and we'll take a break with CSP leading 1-0 here in Cassadaga Valley.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, These are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Good morning and welcome back to CSP Baseball, where we're broadcasting here on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live from beautiful Cassadaga Valley, where CSP is taking on the Cassadaga Valley Cougars. We're through one half of the first, and CSP leads 1-0. And beautiful sunshine.
Great view from up here, Kyle.
Warm up, and it's a beautiful view. Beautiful view, and nice field. Looks like it's in really good shape, and that's what happens with a few days of sunshine beating down on it. But CSP somewhat starting in traditional defensive structure. Austin White getting the start today. He started on Monday against Silver Creek. He comes back today and gets the call for the fourth straight time. Grant Lictus is going to backstop behind the plate, and Bryce Hinsdale at first. So somewhat of a change with Trent being out. Dylan Michael's going to move from his traditional left field position to second base. Gabe is going to man short. Tate Catanese is at third. And then Drake DiDomenico is going to be in left field, Blake Kopta in center, and Caden Beckrink in right field today defensively for CSP. So we'll see. We started off a little slow in some of our first games, seeing our Wolfpack enter the game with a record of 3-0 after wins against Silver Creek and Maple Grove and Brockton.
Yeah.
And so we'll see if we can keep that streak going. And the first batter for Cassadaga Valley is going to be number 4, Ingersoll.
Sounds like Cassadaga has walk-up music for their batters.
Yeah,
Coach.
Nice. All right, and here's the first pitch for Austin White. That ball is going to be a hair outside for ball 1 to Ingersoll. Sun is starting to come out and starting to warm up here. Beautiful Saturday morning. And
Straight
there's
up,
a straight
right
foul
over
ball.
top of our heads.
So 1 ball and 1 strike after the foul ball, but sun's coming out and starting to turn out to be a beautiful Saturday morning here in western New York. There's a pitch, high fastball that Ingersoll misses for strike 2.
Looking at the sun position right now, Kyle, where Caden Beckrink might have a little bit of a problem with a high fly ball today.
And there's another high fastball. He swings and a miss for strike number 3, and strikeout number 1 for Austin White here in the bottom of the first. Yeah, I noticed, Pat, that looks like Caden Beckrink has got sunglasses, but they're on the top of his head.
Right.
So.
Well, 1 fly ball, he'll put them on his eyeballs, I'm sure.
And now that brings number 2, LeBaron, the starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley, to the plate, lefty. And there's a little nubber down third base side. Tate comes up throwing, and he beats it out. So LeBaron with a headfirst slide into first. And that was a tricky little play for for Tate at third. He did what he did. He did the right thing by barehanding it, coming up throwing. Just didn't get him at first. So that's Cassadaga Valley gets their first base runner of the game.
That ball looked like it come right off the end of the bat and had a good spin on it.
Had a good, it was spinning on the grass.
Yeah, Tate did what he needed to. He barehanded it.
Yep. So that's going to bring Williams to the plate, the number 3 hitter for Cassadaga Valley, with a runner on first. They're going. Grant throws it down, and he's going to be in safe for a stolen base. So Cassadaga Valley aggressive here early. I believe that was a ball, Pat.
Yes, correct.
So 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on second, LeBaron for Cassadaga Valley. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Williams. Gabe Roth, shortstop, and Dylan Michaels, second base, holding LeBaron on, trying to keep his lead to minimal. And there's a curveball in for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That young man at second, he's got quite a lead. If Gabe and Austin make some eye contact, I guess I'd try it early in the game.
Yeah. And here's the pitch, low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Williams. Wolfpack up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. LeBaron for Cassadaga Valley reached on an infield single, and he's at second base after a stolen base, and that's now 3 balls and 2 strikes, so full count here to Williams. A lot of noise coming from the Cassadaga Valley dugout, and there's ball 4. That was low and outside. So ball 4 to Williams. So we got first and second, and this again, Pat, is where if you're somebody on the infield, you got to be thinking, if the ball's hit to me, where am I going with it? Anything to the left-hand side of the field, you're going third to first. Anything to the right side, you may be able to turn 2. And this is Hilker. And that's a foul ball right back into the fence for strike 1. We think this name is right, Pat, right? Hilker?
Yeah, I think so.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hilker. And that's a great block.
Grant. Yeah, good stop.
Curveball in the dirt. Great stop by Grant Lictus behind the plate. That keeps the runners on first and second. If you're Austin, you want to focus here on the batter. And there's the pitch. Swing and a tip, and Grant catches it for strike number 2. Very similar to Monday night, Pat. Silver Creek kind of got some base runners there in the first, and then Austin settled down from there. There's a strikeout for that was strike 3 for his second strikeout of the inning on a curveball out of the zone. So 2 outs here, and number 13, Myers, comes to the plate for Cassadaga Valley. Trying to get one of these runners across the plate if you're a Cougar fan. There he goes. They're running. And I am surprised. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Grant. Yeah, the question here, folks, is that as those base runners were stealing, the batter is supposed to stay in the box. He put his left foot out of the box and was in the way of the throwing motion of Grant throwing it. So if you're Grant, you just got to throw it, right?
Yep.
And if it hits him in the helmet, it hits him in the helmet. So we got 2 outs here for Cassadaga Valley, but they're threatening with runners at second and third. And here's the pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you're Grant Lictus behind the plate, you want to make sure we talked about it earlier, these backstops are way behind home plate with a runner on third. Very important to knock everything down that's in the dirt. There's a foul tip for strike number 2. So Austin up 1-2 here to Myers, the batter for Cassadaga Valley. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's a curveball right down the middle of the plate that he's watching, and that's strike 3 and strikeout number 3 for Austin White there in the first inning. So Cassadaga Valley threatens a little bit with men on second and third, but they're stranded, and CSP gets out of the first unharmed. So we'll take a break with CSP up 1-0 after the first inning.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, where CSP leads 1-0 after the first inning. So we enter the top of the second. Grant Lictus, catcher for CSP, is going to lead off the inning. So it's going to be, 6, 7, 8 hitters for
Grant Lictus, Dylan Michael, and Blake Kopta.
6, 7, and 8 for CSP. So lefty on lefty again. That's ball or strike across the letters for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. And Grant swinging there, foul tip, out of play. So Grant down early, no balls and 2 strikes. Got to do anything. Now he's got to protect. And there's ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if we can get this leadoff runner on base here in the second inning. That ball was higher than Grant probably would like, but they called it a strike For strikeout number 1 for LeBaron and out number 1 in here in the second.
Kyle, I just noticed there's no fence at this field.
No fence. Nope. They have a hill.
They have a hill on the back side of it, but there's no fence.
Back side of center field, but nope, no fence.
Not that fence is crucial to our team anyways, but just a different look.
Yep. That brings Dylan Michael to the plate. 1 out here in the top of the second for CSP.
Dylan had a good day yesterday against Maple Grove.
Dylan's continuing to have a hot bat for CSP. Really started from Monday and all week has been swinging a hot bat. That one came right back at us. So LeBaron up early on. Nope, sorry, 1-1. And there's a ball outside for 2 balls and 1 strike. Dylan Michael, a senior, goes to Clymer, and he's been an integral part of this baseball program for the past 2-3 years. And there's strike number 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan.
I gotta say, this umpire's got a pretty big zone.
He
today.
does. He does.
So the boys got to be up there ready to go.
That ball low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And what Brian and I would talk about it last year, Pat. You know, that's fine if you want to have a big strike zone as long as you're consistent.
Correct.
You know, you can have a small strike zone as long as you're consistent. You can have a big strike zone as long as you're consistent. That way, that ball's right down the middle of the plate. And that's strikeout number 2 of the inning for LeBaron, and out number 2 for CSP, and that's going to bring another senior from Clymer, Blake Kopta, to the plate. That ball is outside. Blake had a good game yesterday, I believe. If memory serves me right, he had a crucial hit to bring in the first run of the game for CSP. It was a little fly ball to right field that the outfielder was not able to handle.
And he also had a great catch in center field, coming in very hard to make a basket catch to save a run or two.
I believe it's 2 balls and no strikes to Blake Kopta here. No runners on for CSP with 2 outs here in the top of the second. And there's strike number 1. And this catcher is having an issue getting the ball back to the pitcher. That's twice in this inning. There's another strike right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So LeBaron fighting his way back here after being down 0-2 to Blake. 2-2. 2 outs. Nobody on here in the second. And there's swing and a foul ball. So Blake stays alive. Easy to get foul balls here, right, Pat?
Blake on an outside pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's 3 strikeouts for LeBaron in the second inning. So strong inning for the starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley. So after half inning in the second, it's 1-0 still CSP. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800 295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Cassadaga Valley, where CSP leads 1-0 after 1.5. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Austin White getting the start today for CSP, and he had 3 strikeouts there back in the first, and we're going to see 6, 7, and 8 for Cassadaga Valley hitters here in the bottom of the second.
Johnson, Windnagel, and Jerry's, I would say. Check your card there, Kyle. Is that what it looks like to you?
Jones.
Jones? Is
Jones.
it Jones?
I think it's Jones. And there's a foul tip right back at the camera for strike number 1. And Austin and Grant want to have a quick meeting to make sure they're on the same page. Austin up early here, no balls and no balls and 1 strike. And there's the pitch. Curveball inside. He was buckling there.
Well, that looked like a good pitch there.
It did look like a good pitch. 1-1. To Johnson, playing first base today for Cassadaga Valley, is now 2-1. Good sized kid. Yeah, there's a strike. Foul ball back to the fence for strike number 2.
2-2, I believe.
2-2. And there's a pitch low and outside that's swung at for strikeout number 1 in the inning for Austin White. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second, and that's going to bring to the plate number 11, Windnagel.
Windnagel, correct.
There's a strike for Austin with his first pitch to Windnagel. You don't see this very often, Pat, but Windnagel with no gloves, no batting gloves.
That's almost unheard of in this day and age, isn't it?
Love it. Maybe you got a little pine tar over there or something. No balls and 2 strikes to Windnagel, and here's the 0-2 pitch. High, good spot by Austin White. High ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good spot there again, just on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a great mix, making him try to reach out for that, but he held back.
Now you got to come back to him here. 2-2. And that's a ground ball foul. down the first base line. That was awfully close. Just to the right of the first base bag there. So now if you're Dylan Michael at second and Bryce at first, you got to be thinking that Windnagel is a little behind the speed of Austin. So that ball is going to come to the right-hand side of the field. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and he fouls off and stays alive. That one might be hard to find.
That one might
there.
be in the jungle behind us.
Still 2-2. Windnagel with a good at bat here, making Austin work. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And
another one.
Foul ball right in the same spot. So once they find one, they're going to find two. Now, if I'm Austin here, I'm trying to throw one out of the zone. You can tell Windnagel wants to swing the bat. Maybe something high here, Pat. High fastball, trying to see if he'll chase it.
There's a nice pitch.
That's a ball low and outside, and there's a really nice at bat for Windnagel for Cassadaga Valley. He earns the walk, and that's going to get a runner, their first runner of the inning here. Our first, base runner of the inning. And that's going to bring Jones, playing right field today, to the plate for Cassadaga Valley.
Looks like Grant and Austin were trying to get on the same page. I don't know if something happened during that batter that they lost their communication, but they've played enough sports together that they'll figure it out and get right back at it. So double play ball here would be helpful for us.
There's a pop-up to second base. Dylan Michael gets underneath it for a quick out there. So nice job by Dylan Michael. And that's out number 2 of the inning. So good at bat there for CSP, getting a one-pitch fly out to second. Runner stays at first, and that brings Lewis, the number 9 hitter, to the plate. CSP not holding the runner on at first, and that's a pretty good-sized lead. Looks like CSP is now going to hold him. I'm going to check him there, and he slides in safe. That first time he had a real big lead, but CSP was not holding him on for some reason.
I don't know if I'd worry too much about him here, Kyle.
No, I agree.
2 outs. Let's get this third out.
Yep.
Number 9 batter.
There's the delivery, and that's a foul ball to the backstop. The runner was taken off, so you know they want to be aggressive here.
Two and 0.
No balls and 2 strikes
2.
to Lewis. There's a delivery, and that's a foul ball down right field line. Gets into the woods a little bit. That one might be retrievable there.
Still 2 strikes.
No balls and 2 strikes to Lewis. Runner on first for Cassadaga Valley with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And there's another foul ball in that same spot.
Yeah, there's 3.
And
we're out of
baseballs,
in that
Pat.
jungle.
We are out of baseballs.
Send the dogs back to see if they can find those balls.
Now we got a brand new white ball that's nice and crisp. Hopefully somebody is trying to find those other balls, Pat.
Well, we found one. I saw one just coming back into the dugout, so one was found. I think that was the one that was.
All right, 0-2 here, and there he goes. There goes the runner, and there's strike 3. And I think he's out. A check swing out at first. And that's going to conclude the second inning with CSP up 1-0. Austin White having a good performance on the mound for CSP through 2. We'll be right back with the top of the third after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back, where it is 1-0 CSP as we start the top of the third inning here on a beautiful Saturday morning in Cassadaga Valley, Sinclairville, New York.
A lot of activity up here today, Kyle. There's this game going on, plus there's a softball game going on in the lower field.
Yep, I think
that's Clymer Sherman.
Clymer Sherman's playing Cassadaga Valley in a girls softball game. So it's going to be 9 1 and 2 hitters for CSP here in the top of the third. So Caden Beckering leads off. Lots of speed, so if we can get him on base, I could imagine Coach Moreno is going to want to be a little aggressive. And there's a foul tip right off the mask of the umpire.
Says he's good.
He
Took
says
a pretty good shot right there.
Yes, he did. Been at this a while.
Yeah. Probably taking a few of those shots.
And there's a hard hit ball right between first and second for a single to lead off this inning for Caden Beckering. Nice piece of hitting by Caden. So now we got our leadoff runner here on in the top of the third with a lot of speed in Caden Beckering, but nice piece of hitting. That was a ground ball right between the first baseman and second baseman.
Now there's baseballs flying all over the field, Kyle.
We got baseballs coming in, going out. It's might have more than what we started with now. Brings Austin White, CSP leadoff hitter, and that ball is going to get by the catcher and get to the backstop, and that's going to be Caden Beckering's going to stand up into second base. So immediately gets runner in scoring position for the Wolfpack. Austin, the traditional leadoff hitter for the Wolfpack in the lineup, so good to get him with a runner in scoring position. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Austin. And there goes Caden. That was a hit and run action for CSP, and just foul for Austin White down the first base line.
That was very close to a fair ball.
Yeah, he hit that well.
Caden was moving, so he was standing up coming into home on that.
He was. He was halfway to third before the pitch was even delivered, I think. One ball, two strikes here to Austin White. There's a high and inside for ball two. Two and two pitch. That's a high fly ball to right field. That ball's deep. And the right fielder gets underneath it. Caden Beckrink is tagging up, and he's going to get into third standing up. So Austin with a long fly ball to right field that's caught, and that advances Caden Beckrink from second to third. Gets first out of the inning for Cassadaga Valley, and that's going to bring number 2 hitter up, Bryce Hinsdale.
I may have misspoke a little bit earlier, meaning the fence didn't mean much to this team, but that might have been very close to one.
That was well hit, Pat. That was very well hit. Runner at third, Caden Beckrink with Bryce Hinsdale in the box. And there's strike number 1 for LeBaron. No balls and 1 strike. See if we can get a line drive. A lot of room between left and center, Pat. A lot of room. There's a ball outside that called a strike. So, and they check Caden Beckrink back at third. He slides in safe. So now it's 0-2 on Bryce early here. Needs to protect. And there's a foul ball, staying alive. If you're Bryce, the very least you want a ground ball to the right-hand side of the field. That'll at least score 1 run.
Yeah, just like last night with Grant.
Yeah, Grant did a great job last night with that. And there's a curve ball. Bryce reaches for it. That ball is caught out of play or in foul territory. So fly out for Bryce Hinsdale. That's out number 2 here in the top of the third. And that's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate as CSP tries to not strand this runner. Caden Beckrink at third. A reminder, anything past the catcher, more than likely he's going to score this run. And there's a strike. He does like anything anywhere near the letters is going to be called a strike, yes. Pat.
Yep, and they got to get used to that because last night that was not true. So much more compact zone last night than today.
And there he goes, and there's pass ball, and Caden Beckrink is going to be standing up for a run, so CSP gets one across to make it 2-0 here in the top of the third. But takes a little bit of the pressure off of Gabe. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gabe. And if you're Cassadaga Valley coaching staff, you'd like to see your catcher try to get his body in front of that, Pat, versus try to catch that with his glove. Here's the 1-1. And that ball's outside for 2 balls and 1 strike.
We did a little magic with 2 outs last night. Let's see if we can do it again today.
And there's a foul ball down the first base line.
Right off the end of the bat, Kyle.
Yep, Gabe stays alive. And there's a swing and a miss for Gabe. That's a big strikeout for LeBaron, and that's going to end the top of the third inning, but not until CSP gets one across, and CSP leads 2-0 here after 2.5. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Sinclairville, New York, on the campus of Cassadaga Valley Central School, where CSP leads 2-0 here as we enter the bottom part of the third inning. Austin White still getting the call on the mound. He's been really good through these first two.
Cassadaga will be starting with the top of the order.
Top of the order for Cassadaga. So Ingersoll leads off. I believe he struck out back in the first.
Yep, correct.
So after a relatively busy week this week with 4 games, CSP I think has a game Wednesday, Saturday
next week.
Right?
I don't believe there's one Friday.
No game Friday?
I think we're Wednesday, Saturday next week.
Got it. Okay. And first pitch strike to Ingersoll.
Which, looking at the weather, I don't think Monday, Tuesdays anybody's going to be playing.
Oh, some white stuff coming, I think, on Monday.
Yeah.
And here's the 0-1 pitch to Ingersoll. That's a curveball in for a strike.
Yeah.
So strike 2. Austin White up early here to the leadoff hitter for Cassadaga Valley in the bottom of the third.
Oh, that hit him.
Ooh. All right, that hit him right in the face.
He hit the ball and hit him right back in the face. Yeah, we need some medical attention for that young man.
Yeah, that ball, he swung, it hit the bat and came right back up and hit him in the face.
He seems to be talking to the coaches, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a scary situation there. Fortunately for the players, Cassadaga Valley's got has a athletic trainer, Hosier from, I think it's Kyle Hosier.
Yep.
From originally from Panama. And so he's going back and forth between the baseball field and the softball field. Ingersoll sits up, which is a good sign. Hopefully, Pat, it just startled him, to be honest with you.
It looks like he's a little blood on his face.
Yeah.
He may. He may have lost a tooth in that whole thing, Kyle.
Yeah, it looks like maybe was hit right underneath the, right in the chin area.
Yeah, Yeah.
is where they seem to be focused on. So we'll let the medical experts attend to Ingersoll, and he gets up. He's smiling, and he's got some blood in his smile. So what was a scary situation looks like it might turn out to be drink a little water and wash that out.
Looks like he's stepping back into the box,
Yep,
Kyle.
he's going to be all right. So very fortunate there that
I believe there's 2 strikes.
Yep, I definitely know there's 2 strikes. I don't know quite how many balls, 1 or 2 balls, I think. So here we go, back to the action, and there's a foul ball back to the fence. So Ingersoll stays alive. And here's the 2-strike pitch, and that ball is outside in the dirt. Good stop by Grant Lictus. I think, Pat, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, but I've been wrong before on that. There's a high fastball for a swing and a miss, strike number 3. So strikeout to start the inning for Austin White and the Wolfpack, and that's going to bring number 2, LeBaron, Cassadaga Valley starting pitcher, to the plate.
He had a base hit in the first inning and got to second base before the 3rd out, so I don't quite remember where he hit the ball.
There's a curveball that makes its way to the back of the fence for ball number 1. I think
he may have been the one that hit the one off the end of the bat, and Tate had to bare hand and make it.
Yep, I think that's right, Pat. It's absolutely correct. 1 ball, or 1 ball, no strikes here to LeBaron. And that ball is outside for 2-0. Big hitting lefty, so if you're Caden Beckrink in right field, or Dylan Michael or Bryce Hinsdale, I'd be ready. And there's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Center fielder for CSP, Blake Copta, shading a hair to the right. And there's going to be a ball to left field, and that's going to go right down the line, and that's going to be a stand-up double for LeBaron here in the bottom part of the 3rd inning. So nice piece of hitting for LeBaron, and I talk about going to right field, and what did he do? He slapped it to left field, right down the line. Drake DiDomenico out there playing left field today for CSP. And that's going to bring Williams to the plate for Cassadaga Valley with 1 out here, and LeBaron at second base. There's a high curve ball that didn't curve for ball number 1. I think they will be aggressive with LeBaron. They tried to steal him, or they might have stolen him in the back in the 1st. So I think he will run if he gets feels comfortable. There's a delivery strike on the inside part of the plate for 1-1 to Williams, playing center field. So he's had some activity in the field today. He made a great diving catch back in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-1. That's a foul tip.
Teased him with that curveball, and he
One ball and 2 strikes, yeah.
Austin seems to have pretty good control today, so we just got to make sure we're fielding the ball cleanly.
There's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 of the inning. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Cassadaga Valley's threatening with a runner on second. And that's going to bring the number 4 hitter, Hillar, or what'd we say this? Hilker?
Hilker?
Trying to read the writing here. Hilker, I think. And we'll see. There's a swing and a miss for strike number 1.
In my situation, I think I would try to steal this young man from second to third if I was Cassadaga.
Well, and the reason you do it, Pat, is that with the backstop as far back as it is, anybody that you can get to third base, you know, you like your chances of them scoring with a pass ball.
And another thought I have is, by chance he gets thrown out, you're starting the inning with your number 4 hitter.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. 1 ball, 1 strike to Hilker. 2-0 here, CSP in the bottom of the third. 2 outs with a runner for Cassadaga Valley, LeBaron on second base. Here's the pitch, and there he goes. He's going to steal, and that's off the tip of Tate's glove, and LeBaron's going to slide in safe at third. So there's a stolen base for LeBaron, and we were just talking about that, Pat, and Cassadaga Valley's coach had the same idea we did. So now we've got to protect. If you're Grant Lictus, you got to protect anything in the dirt. You got to knock it down, because if it's getting to the backstop, it's going to be a run. I think it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Hilker. See if Austin White can do this on his own.
Great stop by Grant. Just talked about that. Ball, but he blocked it with his body and kept it in front of him. That may have saved a run right there.
Yep, I agree.
Three and two.
And there's a ground ball to shortstop. Gabe comes up throwing. Bryce stretches, and he's got him out. So no harm, no foul for CSP there in the bottom of the third. Nice job by Gabe Roth, making a good throw over to Bryce Hinsdale. And anytime the ball's hit to Gabe, you know he's going to come up firing. So after 3, CSP leads 2-0, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon. Cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back as we start the top of the fourth. CSP up 2-0, scoring a run in the first and a run in the third today, and we're going to see LeBaron on the mound. The starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley is getting his fourth inning, and CSP is going to lead off with number 5, Trent Burchanowski, who's DHing today.
Trent reached in the first inning with a base hit, and then he moved down to second.
And here's the first pitch of the inning, and that's a ground ball to third. Pops up nicely for the third baseman. He makes a throw, and it's in the dirt. And
safe.
Trent's going to reach on a throwing error by the third baseman. That's his second of throwing error of the game. And unfortunately for Cassadaga Valley, the first baseman couldn't scoop it. So CSP gets their leadoff runner on base, and that's going to bring hot-hitting Tate Catanese to the plate for CSP with some speed on first.
We haven't tested this catcher yet today, have we, Kyle?
No, we haven't. There's a swing and a miss. That ball gets by the catcher, and Trent's going to trot down to second base. So no balls and 1 strike to Tate. And now we've got Trent Burchanowski sitting at second base. So anything to the outfield more than likely scores a run. That ball's hit right back to the pitcher. He throws it to first for out number 1 here for Cassadaga Valley. Tate made contact, but just hit it right back to the pitcher. And that keeps Trent Burchanowski at second base. So that's going to bring big number 15, Grant Lictus, to the plate for the Wolfpack. And there's a little nubbler to third baseman, and he catches it. So that ball was off the end of the bat, kind of a line drive to third base, and he caught it for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Cassadaga Valley. And again, that leaves Trent at second base, so I have been unable through the last 2 batters to advance him to third. So now Dylan Michaels comes into the box and watches ball 1 high. 1 ball, no strikes. See how aggressive Coach Moreno. I think we should test the catcher, Pat.
I agree.
And there's a foul ball down first base line. That one should be able to be found. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dylan Michael here. Top of the 4th inning, 2-0 CSP. Beautiful Saturday morning. It might be afternoon by now, but. And there's strike number 2. So LeBaron up early here on Dylan Michael, 0-2. And there goes Trent. That's a base ground ball to second baseman. And we got everybody moving, and that's going to be a base hit for Dylan Michael. And Trent Burchanowski, who was stealing third, just kept running. And he's going to score to make the score 3-0 CSP. Aggressive base running there by Trent.
He had no intentions of stopping at third, did he?
Oh, he did not. No, he did not. So that's going to bring Blake Copta to the plate. And he checks Dylan Michael at first. Dylan's safe. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, 3-0 CSP. There's strike number 1 to Blake Copta. LeBaron, to be honest with you, Pat, has not pitched a bad game.
No,
he's
absolutely
had some
not.
difficulty, behind him. He's probably got 3 or 4 outs. There's strike number 2, 3 or 4 outs that they were not able to get for him, and at least one of them turned into a run for CSP. So give the lefty a lot of credit. He's pitched pretty well today. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3 and out number 3 of the inning, but not until CSP gets one across the board to make it 3-0. And with that, we will enter the bottom half of the 4th inning. CSP up 3-0. We'll return for the bottom of the 4th when we get through these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back for a little Saturday morning, early afternoon baseball action here in Sinclairville, New York on the campus of Cassadaga Valley Cougars, where CSP leads 3-0 after 3.5 innings. We're coming to the bottom of the 4th, and CSP is going to face the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Austin White coming out, CSP starting pitcher today, coming out for the 4th inning. He has been in control right from the very beginning and has had a nice outing for Coach Moreno and the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the long layoff too, Kyle. If Austin can go 5 or 6 innings for us, and he's got enough rest that he could go again Wednesday if needed.
Yep, that's right. So we've talked a little bit about it. CSP's been very fortunate to have a handful of arms, and they're stable. So when games, particularly maybe later in the year, get bunched together, we should be okay. But it's 1 ball and 1 strike here on Myers, number 5 hitter for Cassadaga Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 1-1. And that's a foul ball. So strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I don't know who they're intending on going to if they need to go to somebody after Austin today. I think it's probably Bryce's turn, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I think you could go back to Tate. I don't think he had that many pitches last night.
That's correct, yeah.
And there's a curveball that Myers fouls off. He stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a very defensive swing there. He decided late that he should swing and at least made contact if you're a Cougars fan. There's a ball in the dirt, strike 3. It's right underneath you, Grant. And he's going to reach on a strikeout pass ball. Grant couldn't find it. It was right underneath him. He couldn't find it. So strikeout for Austin White, but runner on first. He advances to first. So now it's leadoff runner for Cassadaga Valley here in the bottom of the fourth, and that's going to bring to the plate number 10, Johnson. Austin's checking the runner, slides back in safe. That first base runner is a pretty good-sized kid, Pat. I don't know if he's going to be stealing much. And that one was close there. So yet to throw a pitch to Johnson after 2 checks over to first base. And here's his first delivery, and that's a strike.
Strike one.
On the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike to Johnson, playing first base for Cassadaga Valley today. Not a real aggressive lead at first by the runner. There's another ball on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Austin up early here on Cassadaga Valley's Johnson. No balls and 2 strikes.
Those last 2 have been right on the edge of the plate, but a nice place to place them.
And there he comes inside on him, and that's a foul ball. So Austin doing a nice job of moving the ball around within the strike zone. If I'm Austin here, Pat, I might throw one not in the strike zone, see if I can get him to chase it.
Yeah, correct. Make him either high or
maybe
low.
Maybe a curveball in the dirt. Grant will stop, and
exactly what he did.
Yep. So good waste there by Austin. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good job by Grant blocking that ball, keeping that runner at first base. There's a check back to the first. Now, if you're in the majors with the new rules, I think Austin's now done throwing over to him. I think he's
2
or 3.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 or 3. So, and here's the delivery, and that's a ball outside that he swings at. So exactly what you're doing is, if you're a pitcher and you're ahead, you want to get the batters to chase, and that's strikeout number 1 of the inning, out number 1 of the inning. So that's going to bring Windnagel to the plate. He had a really good at bat last time, and
he ended up walking, right? Yes.
Yep, he ended up walking, but not until after fouling a bunch of pitches off. So, and you got to respect this kid. No batting gloves. Love it. There's a ball outside. One ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0, and that ball's in the dirt. Good block by Grant, keeping the ball in front of him. That keeps the runner at first base. 2 balls and no strikes.
Here we go, boys.
Still 3-0 CSP here in the bottom of the fourth. And there's another ball in the dirt. Good job by Grant for the second straight pitch. Blocking that, keeping that runner at first. So 3 balls and no strikes to Windnagel. And there's a ball high, and on 4 pitches, Windnagel gets himself down to first base. So Cassadaga Valley, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, has got a little pressure with runners on first and second, and that's going to bring number 3 Jones, the number 8 hitter and right fielder today for Cassadaga Valley, into the box. And there's a little hit to left field, and that's going to drop in there for a single. That ball was not hit hard, but it was hit right between, just over the Tate Catanese at third base, right off the end of the bat. So a little nubber that found an opening, and Cassadaga Valley, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, has got bases loaded, and bringing number 7 Lewis to the plate. So again, if you're an infielder, if the ball's hit to me, what am I doing, right? And my guess is a hard hit ball. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
It's like they brought the corners in, Kyle, which I agree with. I would almost think about bringing all 4 in, but corners in is good. So you can go home to first on
home
this.
To first. Austin step off the rubber. So no balls and 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 delivery. And that's a little pop-up to left field that gets in, and that's going to drop in for a single. That's going to score 1. And that's the second straight at bat for Cassadaga Valley that ball is found green grass out between the shortstop and third and left fielder. Not much you can do about that, Pat, to be very honest with you. So that makes it 3-1 CSP here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases still loaded with 1 out, and that's going to bring the leadoff hitter Ingersoll to the plate. Swing and a miss on pitch number 1. So no balls and 1 strike. And there's a curveball on the outside part of the plate for strike number 2. So Austin up early here. See if he can do this on his own, at least get out number 2. 3-1 CSP, bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded. Ball in the dirt on the outside. Good spot for that. Just got to make sure Grant blocks it. Good job by Grant Lictus with the block. Anything to the backstop's going to score at least another run. There's the 1-2, and that's strike 3 looking. So big strikeout for Austin White for out number 2 of the inning. And that's going to bring LeBaron.
He's hit the ball to the left side of the infield, and left side of the outfield both times.
Yep. So big at bat here. LeBaron starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley, so he could help himself out here with a base hit. And there's a swing and a miss for a high fastball for strike number 1. CSP looking to get out of this inning, only giving up 1 run after being most of the inning the bases loaded. And here's the 0-1. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So Austin up early again on the Cassadaga Valley hitter 0-2. Now here, Pat, I would say see if you can throw a curveball in the dirt. The problem with that is that with a guy on third, you just may be asking for trouble.
Here. Yeah.
And there's a great block by Grant. Every block that Grant makes right now is a run save, so big stop there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on LeBaron. bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Wolfpack. Here's the 1-2. High and outside, 2-2.
No place for him out there, so Austin's
got to come to him now. He had trouble catching up to that high fastball. I might go right back there, Pat.
Yeah.
And there's a foul tip. He stays alive. Just nicked that ball. So still 2-2. All right, Austin, give him the fastball here. See if we can get out of this inning. And here's the 2-2. There's that high fastball that he couldn't catch. And that's out number 3. So Cassadaga Valley gets one across the plate, but they strand 3 in the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 CSP, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new heat-treated and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Cassadaga Valley Central School, where CSP leads 3-1 as we enter the top half of the 5th inning. And LeBaron's going to get inning number 5 for Cassadaga Valley. As I mentioned in the last inning, he's pitched a gem of a game, just having some difficulty getting some defensive help, but I thought he's pitched really well today. And he's going to face the number 9, 1, and 2 hitters for CSP in this top half of the 5th.
Caden got on last time he was up, got a base hit, and came around and scored for us. So, like you said, with that speed, get him on base, that'd be nice for another leadoff.
Yeah, he hit a nice single right between first and second. Cassadaga Valley making some defensive substitutions.
Oh, that's what the conversation's about.
Yeah,
right?
So we're having a little brief conversation between coach and umpire. All right, I think we're getting ready here to get things started. First pitch of this 5th inning.
Caden's ready to go here.
He is ready to go. He is ready to go. Here it is. Here's the delivery where the ball high. 1 ball, no strikes to Caden Beckrink, the number 9 hitter for CSP, leading off here in the 5th. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. And again, much like they've done with all of our lefties, there is a massive gap between left field and center field. There's strike number two with the big curveball on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Beckrink. Austin White on deck. There's a foul tip. Good job staying alive for Caden Beckrink. One ball, 2 strikes. And there's strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Strikeout number 1 of the inning for LeBaron. Out number 1 for Cassadaga Valley, and that's going to bring Austin White to the plate. Austin's hit the ball hard today with 2 flyouts. The last one was a deep, deep fly to right field. There's a ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Austin White.
I'd like to see us string a couple of hits together here, Kyle. We haven't done that yet this game.
Nope. And there's a foul ball down the first base side for strike number 2. So 1 and 2 for LeBaron against Austin White. And I agree with you. We've not hit the ball well today.
I don't know if we've had multiple runners on base at one time.
No, our runs have been one in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. There's a ball to the short. He bobbles it, and Austin White's going to get on base with an infield single. Nice job, a nice piece of hitting there by Austin, taking that outside pitch to the left-hand side of the field. 1 out here. Now CSP with their first base runner of the inning. Austin White at first, so we've got some speed and athleticism at first base, and that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale into the batter's box. And that ball is outside, low and outside for ball 1. We'll see if Coach Moreno wants to get aggressive. Again, Pat mentioned it earlier, still have not tested the catcher's arm here this morning. And there's strike number 1 on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bryce. There's a ball high. It's going to get to the backstop, and that's going to get Austin to stand up into second. So runner in scoring position for Bryce here in the top of the 5th. That ball was high and not even catchable by the catcher. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Austin would lead at second. Bryce swings, big swing, and misses high fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now he's got to hit it, swing at anything close here. And there's a fly ball to left field. Left fielder drops it. And so Bryce is going to have a E7 there. And now we got runners on first and third. Boy, I'll tell you, if Cassadaga Valley could play defense, Pat, this would be a much, much tighter game.
It's tight enough as it is. Huh?
Yeah, center fielder needs to be covering the entire outfield because he is pretty good, but had some trouble on the corners. So CSP up 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. Runners at first and third, and Bryce is going to steal second. So runners at second and third with 1 out. Gabe Roth at the plate. That ball is high for ball 1.
Little base hit here, Kyle. Get us 2 for sure. Watch it roll to the hill or something like that.
Yep. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that ball's in the dirt, and that's going to score. Austin White, he's going to stand up coming in. And that's going to make it 4-1 CSP here in the top of the 5th.
Don't stop here, though, guys. Keep running. Got another guy on third with 1 out.
Here's the 1-1. Ball outside. I guess it's 3-0, Pat, I guess.
Well, it looks like it on the fingers of the umpire.
On the fingers of the ump. I had some wrong somewhere. So 3 balls and no strikes. And there's ball 4 in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, but that's going to get Gabe Roth to first base. So now we got first and third, still with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That brings Trent Burchanowski into the batter's box. And there goes. Bryce is going to slide in safe at home. So Gabe stole. Pitcher threw it to first. Bryce immediately stole home. Not the best decision there by LeBaron, I don't think. Just let that runner go. Focus on the batters.
Well,
but
I think the first baseman then tried to get Gabe in a pickle or a hot box or whatever you want to call it nowadays. And that's when Bryce was heads up play and came on home with it.
So we got 1 out still here. Now Gabe at second base, 5-1 CSP. Trent Burchanowski swung at strike 1, and there goes Gabe, and there's a hit and run, foul ball off to the first base side for Trent. So Trent down early, no balls and 2 strikes here to LeBaron. There's the pitch. Outside, no, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good spot for that for LeBaron.
Gabe's getting quite a lead there at second.
There's the 1-2, and ball's low and in the dirt for 2-2. There's the 2-2. Oh boy, that was close.
Ooh, that was really close.
That was really close. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm glad Trent's got younger eyes than us, because that looked like a strike to both of us, I'll tell you what.
Full count here to Trent. And there goes Gabe, and Trent swinging. That's ball hit to left field. And the left fielder makes the grab for out number 2. Gabe retreats back to second base. And even that was a little bit of an adventure. Center fielder was doing his best to try to come over and make that catch, but the left fielder grabbed it. So 2 outs here for Cassadaga Valley, and that's going to bring Tate Catanese to the plate. See if Gabe's going to be running here while Tate's at bat. There's pitch number 1. Big curveball in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. There's the ball low. 1-1 to Tate Catanese. MVP of the game last night in a big win over Maple Grove 8-5. And there goes Gabe, and Tate's swinging. Yeah, and they got him. That was a good throw by the catcher. Gabe got caught stealing third, and that's out number 3 of the inning, but not until CSP puts 2 across the board to make it 5-1 CSP as we go into the bottom half of the fifth. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back to CSP Baseball here on Channel 98.9 and Facebook Live. I'm Kyle Hinsdale, joined by Pat Catanese for a beautiful Saturday morning, early afternoon baseball game where CSP leads the Cassadaga Valley Cougars 5-1. We want to thank all of our sponsors for being able to broadcast the game today. I would encourage all of those that are listening, if you're able to support those that have advertised on the program, please do so, as it's allowing folks out of town to watch the game or listen to the game, and it's been fun for Pat and I to bring these games to you. So Austin White getting his fifth inning of the game. He was the starting pitcher, and he's been very efficient here today, and Coach Moreno's going to stick with him. He's been efficient enough that from a pitch count standpoint, he can make it here to the fifth. So there's a first pitch swinging foul ball for the number 21 Williams for Cassadaga Valley. He's their third 3-4-5 hitters for Cassadaga Valley today. And there's a ball low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Williams. And there's a foul tip for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the fifth. CSP up 5-1 after putting 2 runs across the board in the top part of the fifth inning. Here's the 1-2, and that's a pop-up, infield pop-up. Austin's calling it. He's getting underneath it, and there's out number 1 for CSP here in the bottom of the fifth. Austin taking care of it himself, and that's going to bring number 12, Hilker, to the plate for Cassadaga Valley. Looking to try to get some base runners to get back into this game. There's the first pitch, strike. No balls and 1 strike to Hilker. There's a curveball on the outside, swing and a miss for strike 2. So Austin up early here on Hilker.
Kyle, I don't see any activity in the Cassadaga bullpen, so it looks like they're going to come back to LeBaron in the 6th.
Yep. And there's a pop-up to second base. Dylan Michael underneath it, and that's out number 2. So 2 fly balls, infield flies here on the first 2 batters, and it's 2 outs for CSP.
These quick outs are helping Austin's pitch count. So
Yes, it is.
and he looks like he's going strong. So
And this brings Myers to the plate for Cassadaga Valley. There's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Yeah, he's been most of the day, Austin's been ahead in the count, which makes it a whole lot easier to pitch. Very few batters has he gotten to 3 balls on.
correct. You're right. They haven't strung him out a lot.
And there's a foul ball. I think it hit him in the box. So, again, no balls and 2 strikes. Myers a big kid for Cassadaga Valley. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Foul tip off of Grant's knee pads. So Myers stays alive.
He was late on that. I thought he was going to miss it, but he got a piece of it. I think they have, after this young man, there's a new batter coming to the plate.
Ball outside. Good pitch. Good
mix.
spot for that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good mix.
There's a foul ball. So
That one will be savable.
Myers stays alive. One ball, 2 strikes. Nope, and that hit him on the outside part of the arm. So hit batter gets Cassadaga Valley its first base runner of this
We have a new
5th inning. And we got a new batter. Number 22. It starts with a B. I cannot read that. Burgoyne?
Burgoyne, maybe. We're going to go with that.
We'll go with Burgoyne, number 22. He came in and played first base. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. I would imagine not a ton of speed on first base for Cassadaga Valley, so we'll see how aggressive they want to be here.
With 2
Down.
outs, let's just go after the batter and get this inning over with.
Yep.
Oh, and they fooled me.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to 22, and that's ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-1 CSP here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs with a runner on first. Here's the 1-1. Curveball that did not quite curve, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. There's the strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. If I'm Austin, I'm going to throw one right down the middle,
Yep.
see if this kid can.
If he hits it, he hits it. If
Right.
not, we're out. We're
Yep.
out of the inning.
I agree. Two. And there's strike 3. So strikeout for Austin White to end the inning. And through 5, it is 5-1 CSP. We will be back for the start of the 6th inning right after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to Cassadaga Valley, where CSP leads the Cougars of Cassadaga Valley 5-1 as we enter the top half of the 6th inning.
Seeing something you very seldom see in high school anymore, Kyle. A starting pitcher still pitching in the 6th inning.
Yeah, well, that's right. So LeBaron getting the call here from the Cassadaga Valley coaching staff, and you know, I would probably be doing the same thing. He's still throwing with some velocity and putting the pitches where he wants to put them. And
yeah, like I said earlier, we haven't strung hits together on him, so he's maintaining our batters pretty well. And he hasn't walked too many people.
No, he hasn't. Nope. So 2 balls and no strikes to Wolfpack hitter Tate Catanese. And there's a foul down the right first base line for strike number 1. And on the other side, Pat Austin White has pitched a gem for CSP, matching LeBaron inning for inning.
And I don't see any activity in the Wolfpack bullpen either,
nope.
Kyle. So
there's ball 3. That ball landed on the plate. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Tate Catanese. Here's the 3-1. That ball looked inside, called a strike. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Anything close here now for Tate. And there's a well-hit ball to center field. That's going to be in the gap. That's going to round. Tate's going to round first and head to second. There's a slide-in double for Tate Catanese to lead off the inning. Nice piece of hitting for Tate. Hit it right between the center fielder and right field. Tate's got a lot of speed. Was able to get to second base on what looked to be a fairly routine single, but because of his speed, turned it into a double.
That fielder got there in a hurry.
He did.
Really covers a lot of ground out there in center.
That brings Grant Lictus to the plate. And LeBaron steps off. And big swing by Grant, foul ball down third base line. So Grant down early here, no balls and 1 strike. No outs. Tate Catanese will lead off double.
Yeah, I think if I was coach, I would be a little aggressive with Tate and get him try to get him over to the third.
There's a ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The only bad thing about that is, Kyle, that the batter up is left-handed, so that catcher has a straight shot at throwing him out.
And we've talked about testing the catcher's arm all day. We got that in the last inning. The kid threw him out.
Correct.
So there's a ball low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's got a straight shot at him right now with Grant being a left-hander, so there's no chance of the batter being in the way, or his view, in the way of his view at least.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for Grant for strike number 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ideally, Grant puts that ball to the right side of the field. That at the very least advances Tate to third.
Yes.
And that ball almost hit Grant. And that's going to
went between him and the bat, didn't it?
Almost hit his bat, I think, Pat, but didn't. And so that's a pass ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pass ball, and that's going to advance Tate now to third. So
now that ball to the second baseman or first baseman will score Tate.
Yes, for sure. There's a ball low, and here comes Tate. That ball's in the dirt, and he's standing up for a run. That's going to make it 6-1 CSP, and that was ball 4 to Grant Lictus. So CSP with no outs here in the top of the 6th, 6-1, and that's one of the first few walks that LeBaron has issued today. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That kid had a heck of a day today, even though he's going to get may get the loss. I thought he pitched really well, Pat, and did not get a lot of help defensively. So
yeah, he pitched well and pitched long. I mean, he's in the 6th inning.
Yep. So it looks like maybe number 13, Myers, is going to come in to pitch for Cassadaga Valley. That would move LeBaron to shortstop, and so as we get the pitcher warmed up, we're going to take and pay some bills. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back to Sinclairville, New York, where CSP leads Cassadaga Valley now 6-1 here in the top of the 6th. We're just coming off of a pitching change. Myers is going to go in to pitch for Cassadaga Valley. CSP with 1 run across the plate here in the top of the 6th. We've got Grant Lictus with a walk at first base, no outs, and Dylan Michael is going to step into the box for the Wolfpack. Be the first time they've seen Myers today, so a little bit different arm angle and speed, I'm sure. And there's a pass ball on the first one, and that ball is going to get to the back of the fence, and Grant's going to stand up getting into second. Biggest difference for the hitters, Pats, it's ball's coming from the other side of the body. LeBaron a lefty, Myers a righty.
Yeah, going back to that LeBaron had a heck of a game, Kyle. I mean, let's see if this kid can follow up. Needs to find his rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, there's a ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Grant's got a pretty good lead at second.
Yeah, there's ball 3.
Yeah.
So 3-0. First 3 pitches thrown by Myers are balls. So
they don't even look to be trying to keep Grant on second.
Dylan's showing bunt. There's no way he's bunting. And he's got the red light the entire way. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss for a high fastball to make it 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Michael. Yeah, that's a slow roller to first. That ball's fair. First baseman gets it and steps on the bag, but that advances Grant to third. So although he got the out, nice piece of hitting there by Dylan Michael to advance the runner. And that's the first out of the inning here in the top of the 6th. Grant advanced from second to third, and that brings Blake Kopta to the plate. And again, this pass ball comes into play here, and that's a shot to left field. Left fielder going back, and he doesn't make the catch, so Grant's going to score. Blake's going to stand up at second base. Nice long fly ball for Blake there, and left fielder was not able to get underneath it and catch it. So stand-up double for Blake Kopta, and that makes it 7-1 CSP here in the top of the 6th.
What if it gets to a point out there, Kyle, where they're going so deep that they're worried about that hill?
I don't know.
I mean, it looked like he slowed up a little bit to me. Here comes Caden Beckrink. He's been hitting the ball well today.
Good job by Blake getting back as LeBaron snuck in behind him for a pickoff move. There's the first pitch to Caden Beckrink. That ball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a ball on the inside for 2 balls and no strikes. Myers did not like that call.
No, I think the catcher had a question for the umpire on that one also. There's that high fastball Caden loves.
He does love that high fastball. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Caden Beckrink. Blake Kopta on second base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. There's a curveball high that didn't curve. 3-1. CSP with a 7-1 lead. There's a swing and a miss. That was a good pitch there by Myers. Right in on his hands. Full count, 3-2.
Staying alive.
Foul ball.
Ooh.
Staying alive. And it didn't hit a vehicle, so that's good.
Yeah, I parked mine over a long ways away
Yeah.
from here. There you go.
And there's a little dribbler back to the pitcher. He
It's all
fields
right,
his
though. He advanced Blake over to
played
third.
his position well and was able to get the out at first, but that, to Pat's point, that did advance the runner from second to third, and with the backstop as far back as it is, that's a big deal today. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Austin White, leadoff hitter for CSP, comes into the plate with 2 outs and a runner on third. And ball's inside for ball 1.
Pass ball, Kyle.
That's going to be a pass ball, and that ball is going to get to the backstop. And nope, they called that must have hit him in the foot, Pat. So hit by pitch.
Oh.
So Austin's going to make his way down to
I'd rather have
first.
the pass ball, Kyle.
I know.
Okay, so
hit batter, dead ball. Blake's going to go back to third. So now we've got 2 outs here with runners on first and third, and that's going to bring Bryce Hinsdale to the plate. Another lefty hitter for CSP, and Austin White is moving. And he's going to steal second base, sliding in. Austin got dirty when he didn't need to get dirty, I think. But either way, CSP now with runners on second and third. 2 outs here. Bryce Hinsdale down 0-1 early. As a ball high. 1-1. Bryce in a bit of an early season slump. We'll see if he can get out of it right here.
Be a great time for him to break that slump.
Yeah, that ball was inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Pass ball. There's the pass
ball
ball.
is going to get back to the screen. That's going to score Blake. Austin's going to make his way over to third. And I think it's 3 balls and 1 strike to Bryce here.
There's a little bit of dust we haven't had all day today, Kyle.
Could really use some rain, Pat.
Okay, I'll take rain. I don't want snow.
3-1. That ball is inside for ball 4. That's going to bring Gabe Roth to the plate. So runners at first and third for CSP, 2 outs. Cassadaga Valley calling out signals. 8-1 CSP here in the top of the 6th.
Bryce taking off.
There's the steal for Bryce. They're actually going to throw down. And Bryce with a stolen base. A little surprising there.
Yeah.
But 2 outs. Maybe they thought they'd take the chance, but Bryce with the stolen base, so second and third with Gabe Roth at the plate.
Those outfielders are deep, Kyle. They're very deep.
And there's a pass ball that gets back to the screen. That's going to score Austin. And that's going to make it 9-1 CSP, and that advances Bryce from second to third. And there's a strike. It's 2-2 to Gabe Roth. And there's a ball right back up the middle that gets through, and that's going to be an RBI single for Gabe Roth. That's going to score Bryce Hinsdale, and that's going to make it 10-1 CSP with 1 out or 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. That got by the pitcher, got by the second baseman, got by the shortstop. It went right over the second base bag. And there's a pass ball. That's going to advance Gabe to second. That's a real disadvantage, Pat.
Absolutely.
Your home field that you've got a backstop way back here so far.
That's got to be 60 feet from home plate to that fence, Kyle.
Yeah, that's quite a ways, man. And there's a strike for Myers. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trent Burchanowski with here 2 outs. Runner on second for the Wolfpack. Here's the 1-1. And that ball again is in the dirt. And that's going to advance Trent from second to third. And if you are going to have a backstop like that, Pat, you've got to have a catcher that knows and is committed to blocking everything under the sun.
Yes. Yes.
And although 12's had a pretty good game today, the one thing that he does not necessarily do all that well is block the plate. And that's going to be a foul ball off the right field line for Trent. Still with a runner on at third base for CSP.
We got 2 down, don't we?
2 outs,
yes.
Yep.
Dylan and Caden, okay.
I think it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, I think. And here's the pitch. And that's a curveball, and that gets off the catcher's glove, and that's going to score. That's going to score Trent, and that's going to make it 11-1. And I believe that is going to do it. Maybe not. I don't know what the rule is, Pat, but it is 11-1. And that's a walk to Trent Burchanowski. So CSP with a couple runs here with 2 outs, a little 2-out lightning, and some unforced errors for Cassadaga Valley with walks and runners in scoring positions and drop fly balls. That's a ball on the outside part of the plate for ball 1 to take Catanese,
who started the inning for us with a double.
So hitting around here in the top of the 6th. And there's a pop-up to maybe trouble, Pat, and I think it's going to be, and it is, and that is going to fall in between second and right field for a base hit. And that is going to be the second hit of the inning for Tate Catanese. And CSP still with runners on first and third with 2 outs, and that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate, who walked, I think, his last time at bat here in the 6th. There's a ball high. Catcher came up throwing to pick off Trent. Not successful. And in the meantime, Tate Catanese steals second. So stolen base for Tate Catanese. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Grant Lictus with a hit to the gap in. And I don't know if did he catch it, Pat? I couldn't see. And he did catch it. A sliding catch for the left fielder.
Huh.
And he can catch the hard ones and drops the easy ones. But either way, it's an out, ruled an out. And but not until CSP puts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across the board to make it 11-1. CSP as we get ready to play the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Sinclairville, New York, where CSP leads Cassadaga Valley 11-1 as we get to the bottom half of the 6th. We got a report from our sideline reporter, Aaron Andrews, that the 10-run rule, which was a little bit different the other night in Brockton, but 10-run rule, once you get to 10 runs, you've got to allow the team the equal number of bats, so you got to play the bottom half of the inning. So CSP is able to get 3 outs here without a run across, then that'll be the finish of the game. We've got a new pitcher in for CSP. Bryce Hinsdale is going to come in from the bullpen after Austin White had a very efficient, excellent game.
Excellent game
for CSP. And he was in command the entire game. He was efficient, and we talked about it earlier. Just very, very few batters did Austin get to 3 balls on. He pitched most of the day ahead in the count, which is, as a pitcher, is much easier to do. So
unofficially, Kyle, in the book I'm trying to keep and talk to you, it looks like he's got 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He pitched really well today. So. Here's the first pitch from Bryce Hinsdale, ball low.
This is a new batter.
Yep, and this looks like I have no idea what Hammond, Hayward, I don't know. Number 6.
Number 6.
And that's ball high for ball 2, 2-0. With the pitching change, we've got some defensive changes as well. Blake Kopta goes from center to first. Tanner Mahako comes in for to play second. Austin goes to short. Tate stays at third. I think Dylan Michael now is in left. Gabe goes to center, and Caden Beckrink is in right field. There's a ball low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to number 6.
Well, I think Dylan Michael played a pretty good second base today for us.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He did, Pat. And there's strike number 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So first strikeout for Bryce Hinsdale on the day, his first batter of the day, and it's out number 1 for Cassadaga Valley.
Another
Tanner Mahako slides into that second base spot, Pat, in replace of Trent Burchanowski, and I thought he played a really good game yesterday.
Absolutely. Yes.
Had a couple 2 or 3 balls hit hard to him that he stopped and was able to get the guy at first. So good to see CSP getting some production from their bench players. The ball in the dirt.
Number 8, do you have that on your list there, Kyle?
Number 8 looks like maybe Rhodes.
Rhodes, okay.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rhodes. Pinch hitting here for Cassadaga Valley in the bottom of the 6th, 11-1 CSP. And there's a fly ball to
Blake,
and that ball's foul. Hard to see where we're sitting, Pat, but definitely was foul. I don't think Blake got it. Was out of play either way.
Out of play, yep. I think Blake just went running over there because there was a bunch of high school girls over there watching the game.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to Rhodes.
Got it.
And nice curveball there by Bryce. A swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 of the inning and out number 2 of the inning. And CSP 1 out away from getting win number 4 on the early this season. Win number 4 of the week. There's a swing and a miss by number 14. Have no idea the last name. We're going to go number 14. So Bryce facing 3 pinch hitters here in the inning. Here's the 0-1 in the dirt. Good stop there by Grant. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a ball high and outside. Ball 2-1.
Got to give Cassadaga kids a lot of credit. They're still over there cheering on their team.
Yep. There's strike number 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a curveball, foul down the first base line, so number 14 stays alive.
Kyle, this weather stays like this, you're going to have to open up your pool.
Yeah, that's the truth. My wife was already mentioning about it this week, so try to not do it any time before May. There's a foul tip. 14 stays alive.
Oh, I don't remember any years where you've had an opportunity to do it before.
No,
May.
I know. Snow on Monday might buy me a couple days.
That's right. And you think about it, we've gotten 4 games in this week, and that's really unheard of.
There's a foul ball, staying alive. As Cassadaga Valley bench
they're having a lot of fun.
Having a lot of fun. And they're kind of funny, to be honest with you. There's Curveball, swing and a miss for strikeout number 3 of the inning, and that should do it. For the game. CSP winning. Yep, that looks like it.
11-1.
So CSP with an 11-1 victory in 6 innings here in Sinclairville against Cassadaga Valley Cougars. And I would say, Pat, that the game was much closer than the score indicates. LeBaron, the starting pitcher for Cassadaga Valley, was fantastic today. Did not get a ton of did not get a ton of help in the field, and then as LeBaron came out, Myers came in and had a little trouble finding the strike zone. And on this field, if you have trouble finding the strike zone, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, that LeBaron kid, I think he had 7 or 8 strikeouts on himself, and you know, it's like you said, that 6th inning hurt them tremendously. 6 runs, and that inning alone got us to the 11 mark. And going back to it, Austin had a great game, and Bryce came in and struck out the side. So can't ask for anything more than that.
No, that's right. That's right. So 4 games this week, 4 wins, which is that's a good way to start the season. And next week we'll play Wednesday and Saturday.
I believe that's true. Yes, I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday, Westfield, in what I thought was Clymer, but then I also saw something with Panama. So what we are finding out early in this season, Pat, is that we're not exactly sure where these games are played and what time these games start until about the afternoon of the game. So we're trying
or 5 minutes before.
So we're trying to work through some early year growing pains as well. But either way, CSP with a strong week, 4-0 to start the season, with wins over Silver Creek, Brockton, Maple Grove, and now Cassadaga Valley. So beautiful day for a baseball game. Everybody's getting a little bit of sun, and CSP gets win number 4 on the season. For Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. 11-1 victory for CSP in 6 innings over Cassadaga Valley. Look forward to the broadcast on Wednesday night. Thank you very much from Cassadaga.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 989 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and Home Center.com, Triple E Manufacturing, triple EMFG.com, Countertop Solutions.